The United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense latest intelligence update on Ukraine, September 2, 2023. Ukrainian forces continue their offensive operations along the Orikhiv axis in southern Ukraine, with units reaching the first main Russian defensive line. Russian forces, primarily composed of the 58th Combined Arms Army and Russian airborne elements, are attempting to halt the Ukrainian counteroffensive while maintaining their own offensive operations around Kupiansk to the north. The Russian attacks near Kupiansk are likely an effort to distract and stretch Ukrainian forces, forcing them to divide between countering the Russian offensive in the north and supporting their own southern counteroffensive. Despite modest gains near Kupiansk since June, the Russian offensive risks overextending their resources as they try to both gain ground in the north while preventing a Ukrainian breakthrough in the south. General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine update as of 6 p.m. on September 2, 2023. Day 556 of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Russian forces continued attacks across Ukraine today, launching 2 missile strikes, 34 airstrikes, 42 MLRS attacks, and artillery shelling on Ukrainian positions and settlements. Unfortunately, Russian strikes killed and wounded civilians, damaging residential buildings and infrastructure. The risk of further missile and airstrikes remains high. There were 15 engagements between Ukrainian and Russian forces. North, no significant changes in Volyn-Polisia. Northeast, Russia struck near Chuhunivka in Kharkiv Oblast. Over 20 settlements were shelled, including in Chernihiv and Sumy Oblasts. East, Russian artillery hit Kamianka and Berestov in Kupiansk. Southeast, Russia launched airstrikes near Novojehorivka and Bilohorivka in Luhansk Oblast and shelled over 10 settlements. Over 15 settlements near Bakhmut suffered artillery damage. South, failed Russian offensives occurred near Shavern, Krasnohorivka, and Novomikhailivka. Over 10 settlements were shelled near Vuhledar and Staromayorsky. Southwest, airstrikes hit near Malotokmachka and Novodenilivka. Over 15 settlements shelled, including in Zaporizhia and Dnepropetrovsk Oblasts. West, more than 10 settlements shelled in Kherson Oblast. Ukrainian forces continue counteroffensive operations near Melitopol, consolidating positions and conducting counter-battery fire. The Ukrainian Air Force conducted 9 airstrikes on Russian forces, and missile artillery forces struck Russian concentrations, artillery, command posts, ammo depots, and air defense systems. The Institute for the Study of War Russian Offensive Campaign Assessment, September 2, 2023. Ukrainian forces continued their counteroffensive operations in western Zaporizhia Oblast on September 2, reportedly advancing further against Russian positions. The Ukrainian General Staff stated that Ukrainian troops are conducting offensive actions around Melitopol in western Zaporizhia. Russian military bloggers, who recently claimed Russian forces were holding positions in southern Robotyne, now say those forces have withdrawn southward from the settlement's outskirts. On September 1, Ukrainian Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Maliar said Ukrainian forces have broken through the initial Russian defensive lines in parts of Zaporizhia, but the situation remains difficult due to extensive Russian concrete fortifications and minefields. The Institute for the Study of War key takeaways today. According to some Russian sources, officers of the 58th Combined Arms Army defending Zaporizhia Oblast contacted former 58th Army Commander Major General Ivan Popov about the deteriorating situation on the front line. The Russian ultranationalist community demonstrated its ability to unite around certain issues in response to a Russian critique of anti-Western mindsets and state propaganda. Russian forces conducted offensive operations along the Kupiansk-Svatov-Kremina line, near Bakhmut, along the Avdiivka-Donetsk city line, and in western Zaporizhia Oblast on September 2, gaining ground in some areas. Ukrainian forces launched counteroffensives along at least one sector of the front on September 2, advancing near Bakhmut, western Donetsk Oblast, and western Zaporizhia Oblast. The Donetsk People's Republic has formed its own Rogvardia, National Guard, units, which reportedly operate on the front lines and in the rear areas of occupied Ukraine. Russian and occupation authorities are encouraging residents of occupied Ukraine who are in Russia to vote in the occupation regional elections, likely to boost turnout and perceptions of legitimacy.